Treylow podcast. Hopefully it works today, man. Yesterday was March 22nd, and I recorded a podcast, and I tried to send it to Pod. I was having all kinds of problems, with the computer yesterday. I don't understand it, man. Like, I recorded it for like 35 minutes, saved the file and everything on my iPhone. Then, try to put my file on the computer, then try to put it on, what's it called? iTunes, whatever. And it just wouldn't upload. And I was like wondering what the hell's going on. So then I finally got the file and tried to play it on Windows Media Player and find out that it wasn't even like, there was nothing. It was like a corrupted file. So I wasted like 2 hours trying to record a bullshit ass podcast yesterday, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's Treylow podcast, revamped. I know I've been MIA for about a year and a half, The last podcast I was saying, if anybody email me and tell me they're listening to this podcast, I actually, keep on going with it. Well, some months went by, I didn't hear from nobody. But then, I had a couple of friends say they actually come up to me and say, hey, man, why aren't you doing the podcast anymore? I kind of like listening to the podcast. Which is kind of weird because, took a while for people to actually, sit up there and say they wanted the podcast to go on. So it's like, okay, cool. So what's been up, man? Since the last time I talked, I don't even know if I talked in 2017 or 2018, but I know it's 2019 right now. It's a brand new year. January and February flew by. Springtime kicked off, last week? Last 2 weeks was spring break, South by Southwest. I didn't really do too much South by Southwest activities. I took off to Galveston with SRT and Z-Man, Candy Blue. We had a little room there on the beach, right next to the seawall. And we went to 2 spots down there to do some open mic shows, just to, spread some music around. I think the first one was Sharky's on Tuesday night. And SRT didn't like that place, but I'm not going to get into all the details. He was saying they were racist there or some shit like that. I don't think they were racist at all, but that was his opinion. So anyways, the next place we went to was called Murphy's Irish Pub, and it's actually downtown in Galveston, and it was pretty nice, but there really wasn't anybody in there, but they let SRT do about 7 to 8 songs. It's on my YouTube. If you want to check my YouTube out, it's D Myers 45. Shut up! Damn dog keep on barking. Always somebody interrupting my shit whenever I'm trying to talk. I never can get no peace. So D Myers 45. If you're on YouTube. Now, if you can't even do that, I'm gonna make it even more simpler to you. Just go on Google and punch in DJ TREYLOW, DJ Treylow. One word DJ, second word Treylow. And my YouTube, it will pop up. So, that way you can just Google and find me on YouTube. I don't got a Wikipedia page. I'm not that famous. Not yet. No, I'm just kidding. But my book on Amazon, the 2 books I wrote, I think the Rectangulars, I put it in Book People about a week ago, on the shelves. It's in the horror section. If you're in Austin, Texas, Book People at 6th and Congress, just go in there, buy you a copy. It's a little small book. It's called The Rectangulars by David Myers. Kind of weird being right next to the greats because I'm not that great and the book's not that good, but it's just a little startup book, Kind of weird being next to Kuntz and King and Lovecraft and Poe, and I'm like, whoa, these are greats here, man. These are legends. I'm just trying to get my little horror, book going and shit. But if you got the time and you bored and you like to read, go on down there. You don't even have to see me. Now, if you do buy the book and you do want an autographed copy, all you gotta do is email me, and we can, if you're in Austin or something, we can meet up. I can sign it for you. That's djtreylow@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? So the hustle don't stop, baby. The hustle don't stop. I try to do everything to get out there, man. Everything. Write books, podcast, make beats, do shows, promo, shit, man, everything, man. Boy's hungry. I don't just do one thing, but it's kind of hard to do a lot of things, because it's like you can't focus on too much. First, I still DJ too. I did two DJ CDs. Those are on my YouTube if you want to hear some of the mixes for this year. The first CD I did for this year was Kickoff 2019. The second one I did was Grindstone 2019. So two DJ CDs with a lot of new shit on there. Local news, like I'm supposed to do. Austin, about 77 degrees. Springs here. South by Southwest, kicked off. I did spend one night before we went to Galveston on South by Southwest. It was a weird night. I'm gonna tell you why. Me, SRT, and Zach went down to 6th Street. Went to this place called Buffalo Billers. I tried a Manhattan there. I never tried a Manhattan. It's kind of like a whiskey with say licorice kind of taste to it, but it's served like in a martini cup. Is it? Yeah, like in a martini. So it's like a orange martini. And I don't really drink too much clear. Well, sometimes I drink clear, but most of the time I like brown. So it was pretty good. That was my first Manhattan I had with SRT. And we hung out there for a minute. Check the scenery. What's up? Go back in your room. Watch your cartoons. Steve in there being nosy, trying to figure out who I'm talking to. Anyways, we sat up there and had our Manhattans, and we was walking out of Buffalo Billers, and these guys come up to us on the street and say, "Hey, you watch Black Ink?" I'm like, I heard of it. When females are around, they watch that shit. I don't really watch it too much. You know what I'm saying? I kind of watch it just off of like my ex-girlfriend watching that bullshit and learning a little bit off of the characters on there, but I never really got into it. And they were like, well, we're having a little deal around the corner, and here's some free passes to go hang out with us with Black Ink and all this stuff. I was like, okay. So first we couldn't find it. And it had no address on the little flyer or whatever, wristband, whatever. So we're looking all around for this shit. We're walking up and down the street. We went in a couple other bars. Finally, I found it. It was a van outside that said Black Ink Crew. So we walked up to it. Me and SRT. I don't know where Zach went. Z-Man, whatever, Candy Blue. He ran off down the street. We couldn't even find this dude. So we walked up to it, and they were like, no phones, man. You can't have no phones, da-da-da. No pictures. So I was like, okay, whatever. So, but he's like, you can go in because we had the wristband for free. So we went in there. They were doing like a little freestyle session. I didn't see anybody from the show, really. I mean, that I could point out. I'm not really into Black Ink, so I mean, there could have been somebody in there. You know what I'm saying, from the show. But what I did see that was interesting was, I think it was Anthony Smith from the Steelers was in there with his 2 Steeler Bowl rings. 2 Super Bowl rings. He had one with Green Bay Packers and one with the Steelers. And he's into tattooing and stuff. So he was in there, and they were like saying, I didn't even know who the guy was. Standing like right next to him, and they said, Anthony Smith, Super Bowl champ in the house. I was like, what? So, I wanted to talk to him a little bit, but before I had a chance, like everybody was talking to me about music because we were down there just promoting. And SRT actually did, perform his songs, made some contacts, met some people, exchanged numbers and shit. So I just wanted to talk to him about the 2 Super Bowl rings, just talk to him about football and shit, but I didn't get a chance to. Or get a picture or anything like that. Well, like I said, they were tripping on the picture thing, so I wasn't trying to get no picture anyways, even if we were outside. So that happened at South by Southwest. That's kind of like a local thing. I didn't really, know what's, as far as the news goes. I heard there was a bunch of shootings. There were like 6 shootings. And, they're talking about, everybody, talking about this Capital Metro, since I work in Metro. Talking about this bus ran into a house. Now, this is what I heard from the story. Like, she come to the intersection, a pickup truck ran into the side of the bus, and she veered away from the pickup truck, and that's how she went off the road and went into the house. So that's all I heard from the story. But hopefully she's okay. She was still in the hospital or something like that. So she'll be all right, hopefully. Um, Hip hop news. Like I was saying on the last podcast, thought it got recorded. Richard Kidd album dropped yesterday, March 22nd. And that's a good ass album. I listened to it already about 3 or 4 times. It's pretty good. And Mystical got out of jail, and like I can run down the whole year, which is basically like the beginning February. 21 Savage, everybody knows he went to jail because of customs or whatever. He's not even an American citizen or some shit like that. He's from Britain. And then what's the other guy? Oh shit, I can't even remember. Talking about some rapper had got killed that I don't even know. And Mystical got out of jail, and I was saying, Mystical, what the hell do you do now? But they're saying he had a rape charge again. I'm like, what the hell? This dude right here is having some. I like his music, man, but I'm like, damn, dude's like 48 years old, and he's just. I don't know if it's some racist shit going on, but I mean, they're trying to, bury him for whatever. I don't know, man, but he's steady catching charges, domestic battery, not paying child support, shit like that. I'm like, dude, what the hell? So hopefully, he gets he had a $3 million bond too. Hopefully he gets his shit together and, gets a case dropped. I mean, a charge drop or whatever is going on with him. Cause I still listen to his music, man. I'm still a fan. So, all right. Let's see how long we going here. We at about 11 minutes. I'm just saying, man, if you go to Galveston, oh man, let me see. We went to a couple places down there. There's the Muty Museum. It's an old house. And then they have the Bishop Palace, which is an old house if you're into like seeing old stuff. And then they have the Pleasure Pier, which is off the seawall. And it's like a little carnival ride shit. You can go out and ride all these rides on a pier. And you can go out fishing too off the pier, a couple piers places. We went to we went to a Mexican restaurant. I don't know if it's like local. It was just named Salsas or something, or it might be like a franchise. I don't know. And then we went to a New York pizzeria. I think it was Russo's. It's kind of close to the tip. Then if you really want to be cheap, ride the ferry. Now here's the thing with the ferry. A ferry's free from Galveston across to, close to headed to Port Arthur. And if you just want to get on a boat, never been on a boat, you can drive on the ferry and it's free. But here's the catch. Leaving Galveston, it's easy. You just pull up, boom, put you on the boat. You're good to go. Coming back sucks ass. I don't know what it is, man. Everybody's coming to Galveston or whatever, but you can be sitting out there for a whole hour and a half in traffic waiting to get on a ferry. That's how bad it is. So just take that in mind. If you ever go to Galveston and you decide to take the ferry across, and coming back, you're going to have to wait for a long time. Because, once you get across, there's really nothing over there. For a while, there's no city or anything you can look at. You're just, right there on the ocean front. There's some houses over there, but there's really nothing over there. So you'll be driving for a while down that street going up to, Beaumont or something like that. I-10, I heard that street eventually goes to I-10 and Beaumont and then, up there to Lake Charles, Louisiana. So, if that's something you're into, when you're in Galveston's a weird place, man. It's kind of like if I was to recommend anything, that's the north part of the island. That's like North Padre, kind of in that area is Galveston. That's the tip. You can go to the tip, the very top. It's all a big sand reef. If you know anything about Texas, it's all a big sand reef from the north end all the way down to the south end, which is basically South Padre Island. Now, if you want something small where you can walk around the island, walk from the harbor side to the, to the ocean side, go to South Padre. And if you want something pretty big where you're not going to walk from the harbor to the ocean side, you're going to have to get a scooter or something because that's a long ass walk, or drive your car. Then go to Galveston. Galveston's a little closer than South Padre. And South Padre just seems like from Austin, Texas, a long ass drive, like 6 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, where Galveston's only 3 hours away. So if you want to go to the beach and you're in Austin, Texas, it's a 3 hour trip to Galveston. You know, I've never been to that one place. What's it called? Port Aransas, Corpus Christi. Man, I've been there. I went to one beach there. It was quite close to, I don't know if it was close to downtown or something, but Corpus, that beach sucked ass, man. I mean, it was like all these hard little shells in the sand, and the sand was like a grayish color. It was trash. That's the only thing I like about South Padre is it's got the sand there is kind of like a desert. You know what I'm saying? Like Galveston's kind of trashy compared to the sand in South Padre. South Padre, the water's not going to be clear. I mean, wherever you go, it's going to be muddy water. Unless you go like into Mexico or the Caribbean, you can get blue water down there. But like in the States, now it's going to be like muddy water. But the only thing I like about that is South Padre actually has like real sand, like the desert, you know, versus Galveston. It's like all sand, but it's kind of like crappy sand. It's like not even like real smooth sand. It's just like dirt. You know what I'm saying? So that's just preference if you're into that kind of thing. What else? I mean, last year, December. So I've been going on a lot of vacations. Try to go on vacation like every 2 or 3 months. But December, me and SRT went up there to Denver. That's a weird place too. It's like a city underneath the Rocky Mountains. Got the mountains behind it, and then Denver's down at the bottom of the mountains. And we went up into the mountains. That's some weird stuff up there, man. I mean, if you are don't like heights, I wouldn't recommend going up there. You're a little bit paranoid about slippery roads, don't go up there. When we went up there, you know, there were some roads that were questionable. And, you know, made me a little nervous because, you know, it's a weird kind of thing. Like you can be in the city and be like 75 degrees and you go up in the mountains and all of a sudden it drops to like 30 something degrees as soon as you get out the car. So it's like, it's really weird. Your body temperature just fluctuates like that. Like you're like, okay, I'm chilling, no jacket on, 70 degrees. And then within 30 minutes, you're in like below 20. So it's like in frozen lakes and shit, you know, it's just weird, man. You know what I'm saying? But I guess the people that are used to it, you know, I'm not, you know, I just wanted to see some snow because it was in December and, you know, we don't get too much snow down here in Austin, Texas. So I was like, okay, let's go up there. So, check it out. And it was pretty nice. Like I said, you know, if you want to, you know, there's a lot of history in Denver. Denver's kind of weird now. They're building this big ass airport now. I mean, it's huge. Like it's so big, you got to ride a train around just to get from one side of the airport to the other. That's how big the freaking airport is. They got trains in that city to ride too a lot. So you land at the airport, and the airport's kind of like west of the city. So you have to drive for a while just to get from the airport. The airport's not close to Denver like it used to be. It's way out. So you have to drive for a while to get into the city. Then once you get into the city, you get past downtown. And then once you get past downtown, you're getting closer to like the Rocky Mountains. That's kind of like where we stayed. We stayed on the west side of Denver, not really the east side. You know what I'm saying? So we were closer to like the mountain side. And it's pretty cool, man. I mean, if you want to go check it out. You know, we went to the Capitol down there, took some pictures. A lot of that shit is already on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Like just some videos of me and my son and SRT down there having a good time. So everything else, shit, like I said, man, I'm trying to catch up for 2 years of not doing podcasts. I'm gonna keep y'all posted, and like I did, local news, hip hop news, what's been released. Still doing I'm still gonna do some interviews on this thing. Got some local artists scheduled to do some interviews. And just keep it up. All right, I'm signing off. DJ Treylow. Remember, get at me, DJ Treylow at gmail.com. YouTube is D Myers 45, or you just Google DJ Treylow, or if you want a book, check me out. Amazon, Mr. David Patrick Myers, I think. I don't know if it's David Patrick Myers or just Mr. David Myers. And I got 2 books on there, The Rectangulars and The Pavilion of Vortex. And they're pretty cheap. And if you don't want to buy it on Amazon, like I said, go down to Book People on 6th and Congress, and my book's in the horror section. All right, peace out. I hope everybody's having a good time, enjoying life, having fun out there. That's what life's about. It's short, so enjoy it and have a good time.